Hello, I'm Tomas Estrada-Palma, and this is the Hogwash Report. You know, I've been watching the hogwash on the mainstream media news channels about the threat of Al-Qaeda, or Al-Qaeda, however you want to pronounce it, in places like Yemen and Egypt, and that's the spin they're putting onto it. They're trying to make a big boogeyman for you, to scare you. The fact is, Al-Qaeda was created by the CIA decades ago. And I heard the word on the latest news report on CNN that I heard back in the 70s, domino. The domino effect, they said. In other words, they had the domino theory back in the 70s relating to communism. And the deal was that if we didn't stop the communists there in Southeast Asia, then it would bounce over to India and work its way up into Europe, and before you know it, the communists are marching down Main Street. There is some argument that maybe they are, but that's another story. That's more hogwash. I'm worried about the hogwash they're pushing on the media right now. They're really trying to push this this notion that Al-Qaeda will take over in Egypt and in Yemen and in Algeria and Jordan and all these places. But that's hogwash. It's hogwash. There is no Al-Qaeda as such. Al-Qaeda, it's the same as these racist groups in America where they're being run by the FBI, you know, and they put a poster up onto a telephone pole saying, if you hate blacks, call here. So every half-wit moron who has a racist tendency calls the telephone number up and joins up with what he doesn't understand is an FBI operation. Al-Qaeda is a CIA operation, operates the same way. Are there people in Al-Qaeda who hate Americans and want to kill us? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, first of all, there's always half-wits and fools and criminals who want to kill other people. That's just the way it is. Sadly, many of them work for our own government. But that, there again, is more hogwash and another story. But don't believe the hogwash about Al-Qaeda taking over in these countries. If you get away from the hogwash and look at the simple facts, the various central banks around the world are flooding the economies with more and more and more of this funny paper money. And that drops the value of the money. But you don't see it right in front of you. You know, it's not like you're getting paid in gold coin and you go to get your pay and your employer is giving you half coins. They're cutting your coins in half and saying, well, here, this is what you... It's not like that. It's invisible. But just because something is invisible doesn't mean it's not happening. And what's happening is, because all of these currencies are being increased in the amounts, in huge amounts, especially the dollar, it reduces the value of the currency for everybody. And that includes people in Egypt, people in Yemen. What this, at the end of the day, is all about is these people are poor and abused. It's nothing about Al-Qaeda. People don't care about Al-Qaeda. They care about Al-Qaeda. And I'll be left alone to raise my family and have a simple little life. You know, you're going to be fed a bunch of hogwash that they're going to take over, and all they want to do is get together and attack us, which was the same hogwash they told me back in the 70s and in the 60s about communism and the Vietnam War, which, by the way, started because of a thing called the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which never happened. It was a classic wag the dog. Come on, 50,000 or more GIs get killed based on a lie. And the guys running the show around here are doing a lot of lying. They're lying through their big media, they're lying through their colleges, they're lying through the high schools and middle schools and grade schools. That's hogwash. And you know, don't just because you've believed it for a long time doesn't mean you have to keep on believing it. or feel the fool because you have believed it and now you don't believe it anymore. I'm just thankful that I wised up, because I was believing the hogwash for the majority of my life. So don't believe it. The Arabs are not going to get together just to try to attack us in some kind of a strange domino theory. That's what all. They just want to be able to eat. They hate seeing the price of their bread triple in price. The same thing is going to happen here, mind you. And we're just in a little better position to mitigate the circumstances, because we do still have more wealth and more capability to produce wealth. I would, however, suggest that you do plant a nice garden this year and get some food into the pipeline here in America, because I tell you, these guys who run the show here for other people, they're full of hogwash. Don't believe it. Until then, this has been Tomas Estrada-Palma. Don't believe the hogwash about Al-Qaeda taking over these movements. They just want to eat. Wouldn't you? See you next time.